This is A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, the place where you get to become an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. It is me, Kiki. We have Tracy J and Eric in the room today. What's going on?
Hey, y'all.
What's good?
What up?
In the hood.
What's good in the hood?
What y'all been up to?
I'm through this
Feel like I ain't seen y'all in
journey
8
of discovery.
You know, yes, I'm happy to see y'all today.
Discovery.
And finding you and finding me.
Finding you and finding me.
Now that
Man, that was the song. Brings out the joy inside of me. I don't know all the words.
That's the way I feel it should be.
Y'all really feeling this?
And
I'm feeling it too. Look, you was fine at the beginning. At the end,
That's how she ended.
That's how she ended.
That's how she ended.
Okay.
You ain't never watched Half and Half, Kiki?
It wasn't a favorite show of mine.
Oh my God! You gotta listen to the theme
Family
song,
Matters. I was before all that.
Oh, we gonna.
Okay, why you acting like y'all not the same age?
I mean, we're close enough, but I'm still got some years.
Hey, Moesha is it? We doing Moesha next week.
You said we're gonna cover Moesha? Right.
Because that was just a TikTok I just really love that TikTok, and so she's been doing a series.
Did I just tag you in? I feel like I tagged you in it today.
Oh, did you tag me in it?
I think so, because I just had it.
Because she did the One Tree Hill theme song.
Yeah.
Oh, I tagged you in the One Tree Hill
today, I think too.
She did Reba. Reba was her first one.
Was
Look,
it?
I stand by this.
Really?
Out of all the white TV shows I have watched, no, One Tree Hill is good. One Tree Hill is 2 for me.
Okay.
Reba takes the cake at number 1. A single mom who works 2 jobs, who loves the kid and never stops, with gentle hands and a heart of a fighter. Come on, Reba sung the hell out of that.
She's a survivor.
Come on now. Shout out to Reba. Girl.
Shout out to Reba.
One thing, if you tell somebody black the name of country star, what's the number? Reba. We know Reba.
And that's it.
I love
and maybe we'll show Shania Twain.
Yeah, I know Carrie Underwood because I voted for her.
I know Carrie Underwood because I'm from Texas.
American Idol.
So, and Dolly Parton, she got the big old titties, so we know her.
We love pragmatic queens.
That's all I know.
I like Dolly. Okay,
Dolly's a great woman.
Well, y'all, thank you for coming back to our show. We have been covering the challenge and the Challenge USA.
Yeah.
And today we're actually going to be covering episodes 9 and 10 of the challenge. Although this is episode 9, season 4 of our podcast.
We're giving y'all Who All Gonna Be Their podcast first double eviction.
Right. Double.
We're covering a double episode. So
we definitely calling this episode a double eviction.
Right. No, but the thing about it is we have people who are listening regularly and they be waiting for that Tuesday drop, and it didn't drop on Tuesday. We apologize. Life has happened. Amen. Yeah. But we're here today.
Minding our business. Sorry.
Yeah.
But we back.
We're here today. Y'all gonna have an episode of mine.
Yep.
Which is Thursday. So we 2 days late, and we're gonna give you 2 episodes in one.
We got you. A 2 for 1.
Okay.
What Julie
say? Without further ado, you know what? I'm just
Big Brother.
What happened?
Like Julie be saying, 2 hours of Big Brother in one episode. So 2 hours of the challenge wrapped up in one episode.
In one episode, 145-minute episode. How are we gonna do that?
And y'all about to get some commercials because I'll be interjecting, and it be random. That's the commercial.
Eric, I'm gonna just go ahead and pass the mic to you because we
go ahead, don't pop it off.
Jeez. Oh, it's fine. Okay, so reverse. To 2 weeks ago or last week. Anyway,
the hands look really big.
They kind of do, just a little bit.
I know I got long fingers, but dang.
So
anyways, got my blood pressure up too much.
Tree's blood pressure was up real high, y'all, before the
Vivid.
pod. Or no, it was too low.
It was
And
low,
was
so I
low,
had to jack it up with some salt, and we in that thing now.
and it may be just a little teach up too much.
I'm gonna crash it out.
So let's get this episode done before she crash on us. So going back to episode 8, 9 of the challenge.
Yes.
We gonna get it together. Episode 9 of the challenge. It was an interesting episode. The girls, they call themselves the Fab Five. That includes Sarah, Desi, Justine, who else was it? Cache and Kayla. And they were the main chicks. They were like, yeah, we're the Fab Five versus the only other two girls left in the game, Alyssa and Angela. And their sole goal, since it was a women's elimination, we got to get out Angela or Alyssa. And so the girls are bothered by them, which I guess is understandable. They win at everything. So the girls are bothered by them. And so they're the main targets going into this new challenge called Collect 4. Not Connect 4, you guys. Collect 4, because that's copyright. So they call it Collect 4. And
why I didn't know that's what they called that. I thought it was Connect 4. I didn't know they named it Collect 4.
Yes.
I thought Connect too.
See?
But y'all might be happy listening.
I need to pay attention to the details next time. Amen.
So it's pretty much like Connect 4 a little bit. So the object, they have to go run up through this stadium, run up these stairs, up the corner, up another thing, grab these pieces, come back down, and place their pieces on the board. And obviously, the first person to collect 4 in a row will win. However, the twist to this is you can, instead of putting pieces on your own board, you could put pieces on somebody else's board to either help them or hurt them. Because if you block somebody out where they can't get 4 in a row, then they're disqualified or eliminated from the challenge. And the first person obviously eliminated or who comes in last place will be up for elimination. And so going into this, the only 2 people that don't have no money, which I thought was pretty funny. Teresa knows why. Danny and Sarah were the only 2 remaining at this point who did not have money to run the final. And like I said, Treese knows why. And some of you probably out there listening know why. I thought it was extra funny that at this point in the game, that those were the 2 players that did have money to run the final. So Danny is in overdrive. He's like, I gotta win this money. I gotta get some money. She been saying that, like I said, for the last 2 months, that she needs to go get her some money and she needs to take out Angela because she's the strongest competitor. No, and Sarah saying herself, I'm the strongest competitor and I gotta take out Angela because she thinks she's the strongest, even though Angela's won most of the challenge. But that's neither here nor there. So they're all running, they ripping and running, they putting their things, and then Angela and Alyssa was like, let's take out Sarah's board. Let's mark her board up. And so they decided they put their stickers on, and then Sarah was like, they're coming for me. They're coming for me.
Baby, she running around crying. I'm like, girl, do something.
Everyone.
Fussing.
They're trying to take me out. We gotta get their board out. We gotta get theirs out because they're trying to put theirs on mine. And everybody she ran into, hey, stop what you're doing. Don't put yours on there. Put yours on because he's trying to get me out. And I'm like, this girl, she going to any and everybody.
I really didn't understand. Let me tell you, I didn't understand her logic here. You say you don't got no money, you want some money, and you can't win the thing that you already know they're trying to get you out. Just let them get you out so you want to be thrown in with the dudes last week.
Exactly. I would have just threw it so I could go in.
That part.
But the thing is, she wanted to be control of her own narrative. No, you don't get to be choicey. You need money.
You can get, sis.
That part. And so she thought the rest of her group was going to fall in line behind what she was saying. And basically they were like, girl, we hear you, but we playing this for ourselves.
All right.
So I'm going to try to win for myself. And so to make a long story short, the guys, so it was out of Danny and David. So David was killing them, y'all. So I was like, okay, David's in the lead. But Dominic was like, I got my money to run the final. I need my boy Danny to have some money. So I'm going to help Danny get some. So Dominic was getting
real.
And exactly. I was like, that was real of him to help, Danny with his. And so I hated it, but I loved it at the same time because Danny won, y'all. Danny got his money to run the final.
Shout out to Kiki.
Shout out to Kiki.
What's so funny? I thought that his it was really set up for him. Him being an ex-football player, the challenge was in a football stadium. I said,
And the color was his
he,
like color, the blue. He loved blue.
yes, I'm like, they really said this was his comp
Shout
to
out to the
lose.
Dallas Cowboys. This our
Yeah,
year.
we didn't say all that. Didn't say that.
Oh
Nobody
my
said that.
gosh, your interjections are really sending me. I ain't gonna lie.
No, nobody moved, as they would say.
Go Cowboys.
Fly Eagles fly. Let's go. So Danny wins. I hated that it was at the expense of David, but hey, David, you got your money, my homeboy. Danny needed his. And yes, eventually Alyssa and Angela were successful in blocking Sarah. And she was like, Sarah, you're out. She's like, oh, I'm out. I've been eliminated. I don't know what to do. So she's distressed. But she don't know what I just don't want Angela to win. I just don't want Angela to win. Angela
That's
does
why she
not
lost.
win, but Desi does. And so they're like, okay, great. And here go Sarah just running her mouth, which is popping off at the mouth, while everybody's there. She's like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It don't matter. It don't matter. Things gonna get done. What needs to be get done. So basically, she was insinuating that Desi is going to throw in Angela or Alyssa for her because they're in an alliance, and Desi is going to get what she wants done. And Danny says in his confessional, I don't know what Sarah think this is. She said, but she must forget that Desi don't control all this. She thinks that it's only Desi that's running this, but she got to come to me too. It ain't just no Desi. And so I thought that was hilarious.
And didn't you tell us last week that it had to be unanimous? Didn't Dan? I think Danny may have said that on another podcast or something.
And so yes, and so Ben mentioned that in the challenge podcast, and so that plays heavily into this episode. And it was so funny listening to people on Twitter because they're like, why? Because so obviously, and I'll get into this. So Desi wanted to do Angela or Alyssa. And Danny was like, nah, let's do Cachet because that's just an easy little thing. And she's like, no, like, why aren't we doing Alyssa and Angela? That's who we need to do. And everybody's like upset that, it seems like,
it would have been smart to break them up.
Right. It would have been smart to break them up. Why is Danny going along with Angela? She can't be trusted. Why is he doing this? Because he's trying to stay loyal to the alliance. He knows that next week is the men's elimination, and he knows that there's a high probability of Angela winning. Spoiler for the part 2 of this episode, we know Angela did win. So so it was smart for him.
Shout out to Danny, strategic king.
Okay, thinking ahead. And so he's like, I'm gonna stay loyal to this, and that's what I'm gonna do. And so when it boiled down, so the whole episode was dragged out based off what was the decision gonna be made, and why wasn't Danny budging? Why wasn't Desi? Why was she being like kind of, why wasn't she fighting him harder? So at the end of the day, Danny decided that he wanted Cachet, and she was like, I don't want to do Cachet. And so they was at the club talking about it. Well, this is what you need to do. You need to tell him do this. Do I need to come talk to him? Do you need to this and this and that? And Danny was pretty much just like, he's talking to Dominic like she don't want to bust. She wants to do Angela or Alyssa. Clearly, I'm not trying to do this. What's the rules on if we don't agree? So they're hinting at there's something that could happen if they don't agree. But Danny's pretty chill because Desi goes in her final confessional before they choose. She's like, at this point, I'm just gonna have to do. At this point, I don't want to have to keep going through this with Danny. I don't want to have to. I'm just gonna take the path less traveled. And that's what I'm going to do. And basically I said, what that translates is what Danny wants is what's going to happen. And she knows without saying that she knows that she had no power in this situation. And so that's what a lot of people didn't understand. They were like, why did she give up? Why did she give in? She should have pressed harder. She should have pressed harder. And I was trying to explain to the best of my ability to these people. I'm like, she can't. Because it's a women's elimination.
Yeah.
And if she tried and she goes against, she going in.
Yeah.
And so
I wish they did a better job or did a job period of explaining that. You know what I mean? For the viewers, because we don't know that.
Right.
Like I wouldn't have known that had it not been on the podcast.
I wouldn't have either.
The players explaining it,
Yeah, and I think it's a behind the scenes type. Like they don't want people to know that's what happening because they feel like then people can manipulate kind of like the choice of like who goes in, and it kind of takes away from them winning. And so I think production doesn't want people to know that can happen, and they want it to feel like it's the player's decision, or I don't know what it is. But I think
production rigging.
They just don't want people to know that that's what happens when it's a men's and women's elimination. You know, depending on the day, that the opposite sex has the power in terms, and so that's why I don't think they clearly stated. But for the viewers who were watching that and didn't catch us when we talked about it last time, yeah, Desi really didn't have any control. So as much as she probably wanted to, she had to acquiesce and let Danny take the reins and choose Cachet to go in against Sarah. And unfortunately for Cachet, even though I haven't been rooting for her, I did want her to beat Sarah. I did. I wanted her to beat her so bad on that hamster wheel. But that girl acted like she couldn't get the thing rolling. She over
baby, the way I was
that
hollering when she was on that wheel. I said, Cachet, baby, what are you doing?
And she was talking, I'm a runner. Okay, you're a runner, but you ain't a track star because you didn't get that wheel turning at all.
Which must be long distance because baby was taking her time.
Oh my God.
And so Sarah, very upset that things didn't go her way, which again, I knew it wouldn't because I knew Danny was going to remain loyal. Because one thing we know about Danny from Survivor, he's a loyal. Up until, what happened. But yeah, so Cachet was taken out by Sarah. So it was like, okay, whatever. Sarah got her little money too. Oh, go figure that they both win their money on the same day in different ways. Haha, Danny and Sarah. But good for you guys. Moving on to tonight's episode, episode 10 of the challenge. It was, a little bit different now since it's back to the men's elimination. And so the guys are concerned. They're like, all right, because we all pretty much working together except for Enzo and David. They're the outliers of the season in terms of how the alliances are going. And so neither one of them can win.
And sorry to cut you off. So is that across the board? Are Big Brother on the outs on both sides, on the men and women?
Oh, that's hilarious. Because they were
I didn't know all the men. I didn't know that's left in the game.
Yeah, because if David and Enzo were on the out, who else in the men is Big Brother?
That's all that's left, but it's one Big Brother dude left. But Eric gonna get to that.
But no, what I think she was saying, like on each side, on the men's side, the two people on the outs were the Big Brother people, and on the women's side, the two people on the outs were the Big Brother people.
So there's some behind the scenes, something
they don't be playing with Big Brother.
Well, the reason why that is in essence a little bit is because we know the alliance. So Angela and Lisa, they have the alliance with the Survivor men only, not the Big Brother men, and so that's why they don't have
sense to me.
Well, because the Survivor men are the strongest. They didn't think David and Enzo are not who David, although David's proven himself more than Enzo. They're not looking at them as you can't help us.
That's true.
You're right.
You can't save us if we need be.
You're right. So, they smart for getting with. And the thing about it is, if you had to really choose between Big Brother men and Survivor men, these Survivor people have survived the elements.
Yeah, you got to remember the comps.
They've been the fire and the rain, literally. Yes.
So they are more equipped versus doing these little carnival games on Big Brother. Don't get it twisted. No shade to Big Brother.
Now,
shade.
If I will say no, because if it was Kylan, I'd want Kylan. Well, Kylan was in an alliance that he went home. So Kylan was probably the only Big Brother man, maybe X, but more so Kylan that I would trust to be on my alliance in terms of Big Brother people.
You would trust Kylan in your alliance?
Yeah, as a man, because he can't get rid of me. He wants to run the final. Because he wants to run the final with the best. So Kylan ain't thinking about it. He ain't gonna be trying.
But Kylan only think he's the best.
But he
Kylan by himself. Kylan ain't loyal like that. I'm sorry to say.
I love Kylan.
I love him to death.
I would be playing like Kylan. I don't care. Like,
to win.
He plays to win.
I'll be with him. I ain't even mad at him.
Downfall, he likes to play with the best. He wants, instead of getting the best out so he can be the best and really beat everybody else. Because I don't care if you're the weakest person. Everybody always talking about, oh, you want to beat the best. If the best is gone before I am, I beat them. I don't need to beat them hand-to-hand combat down in the floor in the elimination ring. I don't have to do that.
You gone.
If you gone, you gone.
Shout out to Kylan.
And that's what he never understands is that, sir, it don't have to be no Batman and Superman every single time. It don't. Sometimes it needs to be Batman and Robin. Sometimes okay, like sometimes you need to just be the best one and take out the weak people at the end. So no, I think
don't be in with the weak people because my knees hurt.
That's what I said. Honestly, That's why I would listen. I took this is interjection from Sari. I took this from her, who took this from her mother. You can't always beat them with this, but you can always beat them with this. And so I know, even if I got a personal trainer and I got fit, because I'm not fit now, but I can get fitter. But I still know that I wouldn't be competing at the level of Tyson and Kylan's and Ben's or whoever. I know that I've got to get them out of here. So for me, I'm going to be socializing with these women. I'm going to be over there in these women's faces. And like, this is who we need to get out.
Listen, would be.
I want these strong men out. Yeah, I'm in an alliance with them, but I'm going to be behind the scenes pulling them triggers and getting them suckers out of here. So when I run the final, I'm beating whoever else. I want the Enzos and the Davids. That's who I want to go against, the Enzos and the Davids.
Come on, I can beat them.
So going back to the episode, this challenge was pretty interesting. I think it was like fear factor. It was giving me fear factor.
Yes.
So it was
I love this challenge.
It was a cool challenge, right? And so they had to get these pegs. So TJ was like, all right, before you go on here, because the goal is to get from the back of the train or the truck and ring the little thing to knock the smoke out at the end. But to get there, you have to use the pegs like a rock, kind of like rock climbing-ish pegs.
So they're scaling the side of the truck?
There we go. Yes, scaling the side of the truck.
Okay.
Yes. And so they had to use the pegs to get there. So he was like, but before you go, you get the chance to choose where 6 pegs go. So he gave him a little board, kind of like the little light brights that you could put the little things in, so you can see the scale
light bright
of the truck, and you get to place your pegs.
What you know about light bright? You like 10?
What? I love me my light bright somewhere in somewhere in one of them closets in there right now. I love my light bright. And so they started off with Tyson and David. They were the first ones to go. And them brothers didn't get.
They got lucky. They was at a disadvantage though, going first.
Yes,
I let them have that
to go first. But even after when they went first, because they didn't get very far at all, and I was like, the problem is, as people were going, I was like, y'all need to get y'all's feet, get a solid foundation.
I automatically knew like you got to get your feet placed first. I would have lined all 6 of mine up.
And out of all the people, there was only 2 people who mentioned it and 1 person who successfully did it. So on the men's side, Ben was the only one to say, let me place my pegs more so with my feet, and then I'll just have to try to hope that I got enough pegs to move around with my arm.
Right.
Ben won, you guys. Mm-hmm. So even though Dominic was close, he didn't finish. None of the men finished. And so but Dominic was kind of close, but Ben did make it a little further than him because he used his brain. Again, they can't beat him with these muscles inside, but this mind, okay?
Right.
So he got a little further. On the women's side, Sarah.
Was she lost?
The way she called herself, she was up and she tried to put her foot down on the peg, slipped off and fell.
Quick, fast.
And in a hurry. Okay, so she disqualified it. She got disqualified. Kayla don't even make her foot on top of the peg before she get out. So she driving past him as the truck moved past the contestant. She just waving at him like it's a pageant because she And so the woman after woman is failing as well. But Miss Angela, once again, somebody with some sense. She was like, I'm going to place my pegs in a direct order for my feet to have a solid foundation. And all I got to worry about is moving the pegs with my hand. And do you not know that she was the only one out of the men and the women to win this or complete this challenge?
Mm-hmm.
And so they all congratulate. And TJ's like, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And everybody's like cheering. TJ says, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to Angela and Angela alone.
She's like, yes, man.
Angela, I am so proud of you. Congratulations for completing this challenge. And so we have our winners, Ben and Angela. Seems like we've been here before. How did we get here?
Nobody's supposed to be here.
But they won and they won for another time.
That's not the word.
I know it's not, but they did win again.
You better let us create songs in this
Okay,
podcast.
and
As
she be
many
the
as I
main
created.
one, right? I was just saying she be the main one, and so and so yeah, so they won, and so of course the girls are pressed. They were upset with Desi a little bit. I'm gonna forgive her, but we're gonna forget that she betrayed us pretty much. And I'm like, why is everybody acting like Desi really had a choice? They know as well as we. Well, I guess only a few people know the rules, but they know the rules. They know Desi couldn't have done much last week, and so this week, for some reason, they're still hoping that okay, they're gonna put in Tyson, maybe a Dominic. Hopefully Tyson. This is what they're like. We know Ben. That's what Ben will do. And so Angela's like, "Come on, Ben. Let's talk. Let's chat it up. What we're gonna do? What we're gonna do?" And they're talking to David because David lost, unfortunately. So I think him and Tyson were probably this close to which one of them two were going to be the ones on the elimination block because they kind of fell at the same pace or at the same stage.
So they didn't have an automatic who gets put on the block? Or
they did. That's what I'm saying. Like it was based off like who didn't make it the furthest, and I was like Tyson and David were pretty neck and neck about how far they got.
But they guessed,
right? Because how we know? Because and I want to know how you gauge who went further. Because is it the pegs? Because what if I just stretch my arm out?
Or is it the spaces?
Right. Because what if I just stretch my arm and put my peg out?
Because when y'all hit that buzzer, my arm was over here. So.
So yeah, that's a little hazy. I would like to know how they were going to decide that. Like, is your body between
roll the tapes?
It was some
roll them tapes.
It's giving anti-black.
Very much so. Nah, but so yeah, so David's at risk, and so they like, so what do you want to do, David? He was like, honestly, throw in a Tyson or Dominic, or I'm good. That's what I would prefer to do that because him and Enzo are best buddies or whatever, so they're friends, and he don't want to go against Enzo. And then Angela basically she was like, okay, thanks for thanks David for that. And then she turns to Ben and was like, yeah, Tyson's not happening. So I'm thinking Enzo. And then Ben was like, no, Enzo is my best friend in here. I can't do that to him. Enzo's off the table if Tyson's off the table. And so she was like, so you're just gonna just say F our alliance. So why are we trying to stick to this alliance? Remember? So what about the alliance? And so she's really, this is the ice queen that everybody was talking about. And so she was basically like,
they let that phrase go.
But she's the ice queen here. I don't know about no Big Brother. Like we've said this multiple times. I don't recall her being no ice, nothing of importance on Big Brother. But she's giving here.
She was a whole lamp on Big Brother, and she woke up at the end.
I don't even know if I want to call her a lamp because I like my lamps.
She really, I mean, the whole season they were calling her furniture. Like, let's not.
Who was calling her that?
What?
Everybody.
No, who was calling her furniture?
Everybody was calling her furniture.
I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't watching the scene on Twitter like that.
We kept calling her furniture. We used to call her sofa. I don't call her ottoman a few times.
Where was y'all calling Casey? Because Casey is about as boring as she was.
Casey was just boring.
Yeah, I don't think that she was furniture because Casey was
winning.
We
didn't give her a name, but
she didn't start winning to the end either, though.
She was very boring. You see, they ain't brought her back, huh?
Well, she had COVID during All Stars.
I mean, this BB23.
She didn't come back. She won an All Star.
She was going to be. I said she was coming back.
Oh yeah.
But I'm even talking about to like host comps and stuff.
Because she want to see her. Nobody wants to see her. Sorry.
Who want to see her back?
She boring.
No, nobody wants to see her back.
No one's asking for her.
Not a one. Not a one. And the fact that she didn't sit here and they didn't sit up and let that woman win 2 reality shows is ridiculous. Right. But anyways,
she cheated on her girlfriend.
Was this the commercial break that you said you was gonna?
Yeah, I just want to throw some tea in there. Oh, remind me to come back to that one.
Okay. I said no. I'm gonna stay on it because isn't she dating Nani from the challenge?
I don't know if they still is, but allegedly, yeah, she cheated with Nani, and now they go together.
Okay.
And now I guess they go together. I guess.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
And
anyway,
since we own it, commercial break. Allegedly, the streets are saying that Angela and Tyler broke up.
I feel like
and
somebody is just putting something on the
I don't
timeline
know
right
if that's
now.
true, but then allegedly, Jeff and Jordan are
got a
also
divorce.
divorcing.
Are
Right.
they?
That's
Oh,
what the
that's
streets
Yeah, that's the
saying.
street. I don't
the
believe it.
street. I don't believe none of. I need to
I
go to
don't
their
know.
Instagram
And
pages
they
and look for a notes app.
I don't know. I ain't seen no
Announcement.
evidential proof, but I'm gonna come back on the next pod and see if I find anything.
and they talk about, and
But
it was Jordan who filed it. That was
yeah,
like,
that's what they
when they
said.
said that, I was like, I feel like
Listen, the Big Brother house right now is slow. Everybody's sleeping, taking naps. So I believe what's happening right now is people are making up tea, Big Brother tea, to
Problem.
get likes and retweets because
that's
I'm
all they
I'm not
do.
I'm not believing none of them things right now.
BB Twitter gets on my nerves because all they do is recycle tweets. They recycle
You
information.
get on my nerves, Eric.
Shut up. Okay.
I am BB Twitter.
I can get on your nerves. So yeah, they're annoying and unhinged. But yeah. So also on the commercial break, because last week they had Kylan. There was a psychologist profile somewhere somebody found, and it was like his name was
baby.
Miguel Villanueva.
He
It
fine
was
too.
Kylan's picture.
I need to find
And it
him.
said he was a psychologist from what was it in? Was it Puerto Rico?
Somewhere. I don't recall where he was, but I thought that was hilarious. And everybody was like,
Hold
oh, there it is.
Let me see if I can see it.
It's hard to see. Child, that is Kylan all day.
Baby,
Somebody was like, no,
Kylan
that's
look
just
good with a fade.
no,
That
that's just
looks
somebody that looks like him. No,
Kylan.
that's Kylan.
That's Kylan.
I was like, that's a little too accurate for a doppelganger. Like, we know doppelgangers be exact, but that was like,
I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't mind a double
A double dose of Kylan.
a double elimination situation.
elimination. You know what? Where is your baby
Significant
father?
other.
Oh yeah. Allegedly.
Steve, I need you to hear this woman.
You know I'm nasty.
You know who he with.
Listen.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Listen.
So
he know how I roll.
So that was one of the funny little things in the streets.
A double elimination.
Oh, we know what you meant. Right. So that was cool. So that that happened last week, and so that's why I brought it up. I was like, y'all they unhinged and they just be recycling stuff. Because I seen somebody tweet, "Oh my gosh, look at Kylan's profile. Where did this happen?" We saw that last week, and folks are
be bringing it back to life.
They be getting boring sometimes. You got to bring it up,
right?
Get the streets talking.
That's all they want. I've realized that that's all people want is likes and retweets.
I know a couple people like that.
Which equals what? Attention. People want attention.
Some people want attention.
Anyway, enough
Keyboard
of our commercial break.
warriors.
Back to our regular program.
Well, we're gonna get off topic.
One band.
One sound.
So back to our little couch conversation with Dean and Angela, because they were kind of going back and forth, and I was calling Angela the ice queen because basically she didn't crack a smile. She was basically just chilling. She was like,
because she ain't got my personality.
No, because she knew that she had the power.
I just be liking to throw Angela slander. I'm sorry. Let me give her praise. She was
her strays because of Tyler.
Yeah, definitely.
So she was sitting, he all propped up. She's sitting down on the couch, laid back, her arms all like this, folded up. Like, so what we gonna do? Because Tyson's not happening. Well, I don't want to do Enzo either. She's like, so what are we gonna do? Because I'm not turning on this alliance. And so he goes and he's worried and pressed. And so she takes it upon herself. She goes to David, like, yeah, it's gonna be Enzo.
Look, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Listen, enough of this negotiating. I'm just telling you, this is what it is.
And he starts having a meltdown a little bit because he's like, what? Where is this coming from? Like, why? I don't understand. Why are we doing Enzo and we have other targets? Poor David, in so oblivious self. He does not realize that there's a larger game afoot here.
Yeah.
He's just been playing for dear life.
He's been chilling is what he's been doing.
And chilling, right. And so he's kind of distraught about it. And so Angela comes to Ben. She's like, so you want to go? When do you want to tell Enzo that he's going in? And he was like, she's like, do you want me to go? He's like, no, I need to do it by myself. She's like, oh, okay. So I just told David that Enzo. He was like, you just told David? He's like, well, I'm gonna go tell him right now. Because he don't want David to go and tell him for it to feel shady or whatever. So he's upset that she didn't already tell David because David's close.
She didn't cry, child.
She didn't.
Random question, totally off topic,
but
it's about Angela. When's her birthday?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not really into science and stuff. Yeah, but I'm just very curious. I need to find out now.
What energy do she give? Let me look it up.
I don't know. To me, she's giving Capricorn energy to me.
I'm a Capricorn.
That's what I'm asking. I'm a Capricorn. I'm like, I can see her being just that whole not caring spirit reminds me of me. So I was just curious.
Let me look it up and see.
I'm looking at her right now. BB20.
Oh, you lying?
What?
Oh Lord.
You lying?
Why the same birthday as Trees?
What?
Y'all got the same birthday?
The exact same birthday, March 23rd.
What, she's a Pisces?
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
Oh, are you?
And I don't be kind. Yeah, I'm Aries. I said, hold on. I know that ain't my birthday.
No, we said, hold on. I looked at it. I was like, man, why that's Tree's birthday?
That's why I started laughing. You know what? It makes sense. I mean, I definitely got more personality than her, but I don't be caring about people. So
that is so funny.
Checks out.
For me, it was the funniness because she basically just like she would just ran up to Dave. They was like, yeah, it's gonna be Enzo, and then she walked gingerly back over to Ben. Was like, so when you want to tell him? Because I just told David, and she knows how close they are, Enzo and Ben, and so that just put him in that freak out mode. He's like, are you serious? You just want to tell David? Like, did you really just do that without talking to me first? And basically she's like, yeah, I did. So you can either go have this conversation with him by yourself or I can come along. He's like, no, I need to do this by myself. And so he goes and he's like, Enzo, he just shakes his head. I'm like, I need you to use your words. You know how black mom use your words because I can't hear a head nod. And he was just like, and Enzo's like, what? He's like, it's going to be you. You're going in tonight. Enzo's like, what? Bro, yo, what? What? Just confused, not understanding. He's also just been sitting around chilling and letting the game pass him by. But he's been fighting, he'd been in a couple eliminations. So, he's been having to fight to stay here. So I'll give him that. But he's
this close to the end too, for him to be going in. Like I know that's like, dang, I can smell the finale.
Yeah.
And here you are finna go into elimination.
Again, that was smart to throw him in though. Because I wouldn't want to be paired up with Enzo at the end.
I wouldn't either, because you always talking about I'm 42 or 40, whatever it is, and I'm not like these other young cats. Okay, that's not an excuse because Tyson's older too, and so is Ben, and so is Danny. Okay, Danny is probably in his 30s, but Ben and Tyson is old, just like you.
I thought Angela was like 39. I'm 3 years older than her.
Oh, really? How old is Angela?
30.
She's in her 20s?
She's 30.
OMG.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
She got old face. Let me stop slandering my birthday twin.
Right. So that.
I don't even have nothing to recover from that. I'm gonna just shut up.
So there we have it, you guys. She old in the face. I am weak.
Older
in the face.
Yeah,
there's Trees that don't act like she ain't got no.
Right. I mean, y'all would think she at least mid-30s though.
She's giving a cool 37.
Yeah,
not a cool.
I'm gonna say 37, 38.
Absolutely.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Who went to elimination? Who's in elimination?
Okay, no more breaks. So as I called it, as we knew, they decided Enzo. It was decided upon Enzo. Enzo was the one to get thrown in against David. Mm-hmm. And it, again, like I said, the house it sent shockwaves through the house. Everybody was just upset. They're like, hey, you letting her run. You
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit more I was Angela. Angela was like, I was kind of surprised, like this putting Enzo up did this much like drama in the house. Me too. I was like, we doing all this over Enzo?
But and I tweeted this from the pod account. I was like, it's a testament to Enzo's social game. And
Yeah.
Enzo has a top tier social.
You can't deny his social game.
The man on Big Brother third and second place. And so we know his social game is wonderful, but this ain't
top tier. I give him that.
This ain't BB. Your social game.
You don't take no baths either.
So don't dirty.
Oh,
had them hemorrhoids. But yes, so I was like, social game is great, but it only takes you so far in the challenge.
Right.
If you're not, with the right alliances and whatnot. And just for him, he just wasn't with the right alliances. Mm-hmm. And so he got thrown in with David, and it was sad because they're besties and whatnot. And so it was another shoulder pads. I said, they keep giving Enzo these shoulder pad eliminations. What is this about?
Yeah.
So this is leading to my theory.
Go ahead.
That they do not create
the challenges until they see who's going.
Elimination challenges until they know who's going into elimination.
Yep.
That's my theory.
Yep. Right. And because they don't be having no strategy.
Right. Because when it's imbalanced, they ain't having no darn hall brawl with somebody the size of darn what's his name? Leo.
That's what they did.
No, but I'm talking like serious,
like on the same wavelength, same size.
Yes, I'm talking about serious, opposite weight distribution or whatever. I don't know. That
Enzo had a cool at least 5 inches on David for this challenge.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm like, and we know Enzo's street and don't care. And when you street and you in that situation and you want something so bad, you gonna do whatever it takes. Ain't no fouls, ain't no harm, ain't no nothing. Anything says and goes when it comes to the streets and stuff. Mm-hmm. And David, he's suburbs. So the comp was they had to play offense. One person was gonna play offense, another was gonna play defense, and they would switch in the rounds. The object was to get your ball into the basket that's in the center.
Oh, I remember this comp.
Yeah, I love how simple these comps are, though.
Very simple,
they're
very
so
effective.
simple, but they're very entertaining to watch.
And this was probably one of my favorite eliminations for this season to watch.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Especially
because I could not remember his name. What was his name off the challenge? They shot that thing in the ball.
Oh, you talking about off Survivor, JD?
You talking
JD?
About Survivor?
Yeah, because
he
said David during the episode. Like he got him like
tribal.
And he said, what the hell are you doing shooting that shot?
I don't care.
That's what it was. Money.
Iconic moment. I don't care about her anthem. That was the most iconic line, most iconic
Man, we ain't heard from JD since. Where is JD?
I DM'd him. He ain't responding.
Baby, JD dipped.
He from my state, my city. Like he from here.
Yeah, you probably gonna run into me at Walmart.
I wonder, and I'm gonna have to drag him by them little threads and just
be like, money.
He's gonna be like,
so funny to me.
And you should have been saying tribal because that's where we're going.
And listen,
I had to post that clip on Twitter. I mean, on TikTok and something because that was hilarious. So yeah, the object was to get the ball into the basket, and so they going round for round. Neither one of them is getting it in there. So David goes. Enzo stops him from putting it in. Enzo goes. David stops him from getting it in. And so they both out of breath. And then they go and they fight.
Yeah, they were tired.
And Enzo is trying to keep it. But David's pushing. David got a little bit more. David a little more hefty. Enzo might be taller, but David got a little more meat on his bones than Enzo.
David is
kind of both guarded his way in and finally scored.
Hey, David, Eric, don't ruin our David moment. Can we just sit here and
no? We need to wrap it up.
Okay.
Shout out to Thickness.
Shout out.
That's what I'm gonna start calling David, Thickness.
Lord, I'm gonna tell him that's what y'all call him.
You can tag him in it. Hey.
So David finally scores in round 3. So like, okay, 2 more rounds. David, all you gotta do is get 1 more and you good. This challenge is over. And so everybody's like, David's gonna get it. David's gonna get it. The next round, Enzo goes, David stops him. The next round goes, Enzo stops David. The next round, Enzo plays like he got some sense. And Enzo throws his ball closer to the basket. And David, so wrapped up in trying to stop him, he's still over here football trying to block him.
Yeah.
Not realizing that Enzo done threw the ball, and the object get the ball outside of the ring. And so while he's too busy trying to still knock Enzo out the ring, Enzo kind of sidesteps him,
push him,
pushes to get the ball and puts it into the basket. So now they're tied. No, this is tied. It's still
this is tie time. Oh, okay.
It's still 1-1. And so we have, I feel like, 3 more rounds of the same thing. And then the round before last, David does what y'all were just talking about what Jay did on Survivor. He took the ball.
I said, boy, I know you, mother. I know you lying. Boy, David was tired. So that move right there was like, oh, I'm tired.
Was it successful?
No, that was the money shot.
Oh,
it was supposed to be. Ooh. And he should have been saying, honey, I'm coming home, because that shot did not land. Enzo went and got his ball and kicked it out the arena. And then it was Enzo's turn. And Enzo does what David should have done. It's what David should have done. And I mentioned it. He pump fakes like he gonna shoot it. He go, sides to the swipe, did a little turn, little shimmy, kind of. And so he kind of gets closer to the basket. Dave knocks the ball out. And you're like, get the ball, David. Kick the ball out. But they
were hollering at David. I was like, David can't get it.
And
he's tied up right now. Jesus, he tried.
And TJ like,
was yelling at him so hard.
The ball is still in play here, TJ. The ball is still in play. I'm like, don't you think David know that? He trying to get it. He tied. But Enzo gets away from David, grabs his ball, and slams it into the basket and wins, eliminating David. And so,
why I thought David was the last Big Brother man standing. This whole time, I'm thinking David was going to win.
Because that's how
he was the last.
Spoilers. Somebody told me that.
He was the last of us standing from Big Brother.
Maybe that will sit in your head.
He was the last black person from Big Brother that was left.
I.
That's what it was.
But David, it was sad to see him go, because he did want it really bad too, and he was giving more. And even some of the contestants, they were like, David has shown more so than Enzo that he's willing to fight, and he's proven that he can win when he needed to, and he's trying. He wants it so bad, and so I'm gonna give David his props, because he played a really great game. Honestly, he made it very far and almost made it to the final.
Shout out to David with his fine self.
Shout out to David. But
Enzo with his fine self. We can admit that he's fine.
His eyes. It's the eyes.
Okay, eyes.
Come on, your eyes. Is that a song?
It's the eyes. It's the smile. It's that caramel skin. Them thick thighs. He got a nice. I just wish he liked black women.
Good evening, trees.
I am cracking up. But yeah, so Enzo wins again, and Enzo started talking mess. He talking about, yeah, you throw me down in elimination, you come down, I'm gonna rob you. I'm taking everybody's money.
Baby, he was turned up.
And Danny was like, he looked back and said, who he talking to? It was basically like, I know he ain't talking to me.
Right.
He ain't talking about me.
I'm like, boy, you better sit down.
Like, listen, I ain't never been no elimination, but I promise you, going to elimination.
He's gonna be gassed out mile 1 of this finale. Boy, sit down.
Could you imagine if Enzo had to compete against Danny in this? Like, Danny would just have been like, choop, like, this would have been made for Danny.
Oh, but yeah, that was a count for Danny. Danny would have eliminated that.
And this is all I got left. This is it. TJ shady, because he said, Enzo, man, you are come down in this ring. It's so impressive. He said, it's a good thing you are good in this ring, because you leave much to be desired during the challenges.
Yeah. He basically said, hey, yo, you trashing them counts. You lucky you can do something in this ring.
Right. And
otherwise, you'd be at the house.
A long time ago. Mm-hmm. A long time ago. Yep. But yeah, that concludes our covering of episode 10 of the challenge for episode 9 of the pod.
Eric, you had told us that the preview or said something about next week is the finale.
It is. That's what they said.
Is it? It has to be like a 2 or 3 part finale then.
I don't know.
Because I don't think they'd be running that finale in one episode.
Because it's also a the last women's elimination too. So
Huh.
let us see, shall we?
We I guess we'll end up saying child because it just seems weird. It seems like a weird placement for it to be one more episode left
I
of the
feel
9:14, 8 p.m.
and that's the last episode.
No, I don't know. Oh yeah, episode 11 preview, the path to the final.
Path to the final.
But that might not mean it's the last one. It's a path, not the finale.
Huh.
I don't know. We're going to see.
Well, whether it's the last, the path to, we still gonna cover it.
I can't stand you.
We gonna be in the building and we gonna talk about it. Any other last minute or anything that we're forgetting? Anything you want to tell the listeners and the viewers before we hang it up?
There are quite a few shows, good shows to go out there and watch. One of them being
I say 11 episodes. Eric, you might be right. Unless they add it later. It do say on IMBD that it's only 11. So we're gonna see. But go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say to watch The Headless with our friend Christina Ariel. She is acting in that.
Come on,
it's
here,
a new
acting.
Show going on.
And congratulations on her new baby girl. She is the cutest little thing.
Congratulations.
She just had a little baby last month.
She is cute. So yes, I just wanted to shout that out. Y'all go support our girl Christina Ariel and watch her show. I can't wait till I haven't been able to watch it yet, but I'm tuning in tonight. I got to catch up on all my shows. Like I said, last week was a lot. So I will be tuning in tonight. So y'all go watch it as well.
All right. Well, our listeners, our viewers, our exclusive group chat members, right? Family, friends. Thank you for tuning in.
The fam.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Who All Gonna Be Their podcast and for being an exclusive member of this very entertaining group chat. Until next time, bye.
Have a good night.
See you later.
Bye.